Welcome everyone and welcome to today's video. We are back here talking about F1 2022 as we have some more news about its development and some of the additions that are going to be added to the game and some of the cutbacks as well. Now we are back here at xfire.com looking at an article written by Tom Henderson. He is a very reputable gaming journalist in the industry. His articles are used across the industry quite widely. Very popular gaming websites that you'll all be familiar with use and quote his articles. Tom has been around for quite some time, it seems. He doesn't cover just racing games, he covers a wide variety of genres and has over, last time I looked, 160,000 followers on Twitter. So yeah, be sure to go and drop him a follow, whether it be your Battlefield fan, a Call of Duty fan, or of course an F1 fan, because at the moment he is our primary source for F1 2022 news, because Codemasters and EA, the new owners of Codemasters, haven't released any information as of yet. There isn't even a release date yet, although we can probably assume it's going to be around July, as pretty much all the previous versions of the game have been released around that time. But Tom has been in contact with his sources again, it seems, and they've given him an update on the development. Now, about a month or so ago, it was Tom released his first bit of news on the development of this game. It was big news for us in particular, as in me and the VR community, because he got a little bit of a tidbit that VR support was going to be coming to this year's version of the game. Still very reserved and not getting my hopes too high, but it's nice for it to finally be acknowledged. And Tom is known to be a very reliable leaker, shall we say, of information. A lot of what he reports on early does eventually become true in the final version of the games, no matter what genre it is. So some good information, and not a lot, only like a sentence or so, but something for us VR users to grab onto and hold on tightly, hoping that it will actually come true. Now with that came a few other news that wasn't really accepted that well. The first being the addition of Supercars. Now, I first interpreted this as Supercars as in the V8 Supercars, is it that is raced over predominantly in Australia, that you can race currently on iRacing. That's what my mind first jumped to. I thought that was a very strange decision, because F1 games are open wheel games. It's all about the road to F1, Formula 2, maybe even one day the addition of Formula 3, and working your way up to the big league, which is F1. Not really adding Supercars. Now, this apparently is not the case after doing a little bit more reading up. It's actually the addition of Supercars as in like sports cars, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Porsches, things like that. And apparently it's linked with what is currently replacing another bit of news, or an addition in the game, a feature in the game, that a lot of people are also upset about, which is the removal of story mode from the career mode. There will still be a career mode, but story mode is going to be removed. And this new F1 Life Hub is going to be added in, where apparently it's allowing us to see what it's like to live the life of an F1 driver. We can purchase expensive items such as watches, sunglasses, clothes, and supercars, and we will be able to race these supercars. Now, a lot of people have taken to this as exactly how you can probably see the reaction on my face. Not very well. And it seems that possibly very well due to this article that Tom originally wrote a month or so ago, that they've actually scaled back on the idea and the content of the supercars. So much so that it was actually the F1 officials who actually came in, stepped in and told the guys at Codemasters, it seems, a development team, to scale that back, cut it, because it got such a backlash. I think there's still going to be Supercars in here in some form. It sounds like, from what Tom has reported, you can only be able to play them in single player mode or time trials. They won't be available online. Ultimately, this isn't Forza. This is an F1 game. That is what we are predominantly here for. So yeah, a bit of good news, I suppose, there, that that's being scaled back. Now, unfortunately, we go on to a bit of bad news. Crossplay, it was announced it's going to be introduced in this game, which is really good news. Unfortunately, a little bit of bad news, it's not going to be ready upon launch, as Tom's source has reported. Bit of a shame, because we all want to be able to play with our friends who are on console or on PC. So maybe there's some more intricacies in there. Get that word out, Scott. Maybe between sorting things out between Microsoft and Sony. We know how those guys don't always play ball. But yeah, finally, last and foremost, VR support. That's what I'm most interested in. That is what a lot of you guys who view the channel and probably viewing this video for are interested in. The source has once again reiterated that VR support will be available upon launch of the game. Now, it is once again only a single sentence, a single line in an article, but he has purposely, or she, whoever the source is, has purposely answered a question, more likely from Tom, that he's posed to him, and said that VR support is going to be here. He's acknowledged it. I mean, the fact they're acknowledging VR support is amazing, because they didn't say anything about it for the last 2 years. So I'm slowly becoming more optimistic. As I said at the start, I'm reserving my hopes. I'm not going to get too excited until that VR support is officially confirmed via the route of Codemasters or EA. That is when I will properly get excited and get my hopes up. But yeah, as always, guys, I will try and keep you guys as up to date. Report on these articles. Tom seems to be our best source of information at this moment in time. Everything seems to be hush-hush over at Codemasters, but thanks to Tom, we're getting these little tidbits of information that can get our hopes up, as well as other changes within the game. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Are we going to be getting VR support? It seems like it's looking positive. So yeah, as always, remember to hit that like and subscribe button, turn those notifications on so that you'll be alerted for when I post the next update on F1 2022. See you guys next time. Bye.